Welcome to today's installment on our educational series about pharmacogenetics. So what is pharmacogenetics? So pharmacogenetics is essentially the science behind how your genetic makeup affects how you respond to or metabolize particular drugs. You ever wonder why one person might respond to a drug and another does not? It has to do with their innate biology, and that's determined by someone's genetics. You inherit your genetics from your parents, half from your father, half from your mother, and that combination of genes and the variance in those genes can affect greatly how you respond to or metabolize drugs. You can respond to drugs normally. Sometimes there's a genetic issue that makes it so that the receptor that the drug is interacting with is deficient in some way, and then that can make it so that you don't respond to a drug or a particular class of drugs. On the metabolism side, whenever you take a drug, that drug is usually transformed into a different form so that it can be eliminated from the body. If you have genetic issues that affect the enzymes that transform these drugs into the form in which they can be eliminated from the body, then that drug could accumulate in your system, and those increased levels of the drug can lead to adverse drug reactions. So why is this essential? One, we can save money, increase the safety of a particular drug for your individual biology. Do you know that 99% of people have genetic variants that would affect how their bodies respond to particular medications? And you may not know this, but adverse drug reactions are one of the leading causes of hospitalization and death in the United States. And a lot of the reasons behind adverse drug reactions have to do with the individual patient's genetic makeup. 80% of physicians understand and know that pharmacogenetic testing and prescribing based on your individual genetic makeup would increase the effectiveness and the safety of the treatments that you receive. So in addition to saving money, in addition to being more safe, and in addition to getting better outcomes, pharmacogenetics is a wonderful way to make sure that the drugs that you are taking are the best possible drugs for you. What are the dangers behind adverse drug reactions? 95% of the individual variation in response to drugs, in other words, why one person responds and another person does not to a particular drug, has to do with genetics. This can greatly affect the safety of a drug, and adverse drug reactions is now the third leading cause of death in the U.S., the second leading cause of hospital admissions. Now, only cardiovascular disease and cancer cause more deaths in the United States than adverse drug reactions. 40% of hospital and outpatient admissions for adverse drug reactions were preventable. And again, pharmacogenetic testing can provide a great tool for preventing adverse drug reactions by identifying those drugs that are not right for you as an individual, and thereby saving you the issue of having an adverse drug event. Now, the more drugs that someone takes, the more likely they are to have an adverse drug reaction. And again, if you are on more than 5 prescription meds, you're considered a polypharmacy patient. And if you are taking 5 or more meds, pharmacogenetic testing can greatly reduce your risk of having an adverse drug reaction. The cost of this to our society are huge. $5.3 billion in additional healthcare costs just from adverse drug reactions alone here in the United States. Now, we're going to continue to talk about pharmacogenetics in great depth as we go through the rest of the series in this podcast series. Today, I just wanted to introduce the concept of pharmacogenetics and the concept that it can greatly improve safety and efficacy of treatments for you. The time to do this is now. We have the technology, and there's no reason why people can't avail themselves to this life-saving testing. Thank you very much.